Hi, this is Nick with the Jenkins Group, powered by eXp Realty, and today I want to answer a question that's been coming up quite a bit lately, which is, as a buyer, should I be waiting for prices to drop or for the market to crash before making a purchase, or do you think that that will be happening in the near future? And no one can predict the future with complete accuracy, but I want to give you some of the pros and cons and some of the factors that are affecting where the market's at, why people are feeling like that might be happening in the near future, and what exactly that means for you as a buyer or a seller. The first thing to understand is the reasoning behind why a lot of people are feeling like the market's going to come down in the first place, why the market actually has come down earlier this year or late last year in the first place anyways. And that's because the interest rate has gone up tremendous amount. Now, it's about 7% right now, just a little hovering over 7%, which is a drastic change in the cost per month of your mortgage. And while prices haven't dropped enough to make up for that change, they have dropped a little bit. So a question that buyers should be asking themselves at this time when they're trying to make that decision is whether or not they can afford the increased cost per month in the short term, or maybe even the long term if interest rates don't come down and you're not able to refinance soon. Can you afford that increased cost in order to cash in on a lower purchase price and have that instant equity if and when interest rates do come down? The second thing to ask here is, why haven't prices dropped an extreme amount, even though the interest rate has gone up quite a lot, and it makes a huge difference in those mortgage payments, and it means a lot less affordability. And the reason for that is that while there is a lot less demand because of that change, there's also a lot less inventory. So what that means is that while demand is lower, it's still reached an equilibrium with supply. And so prices have kind of flattened out. They've been going up slowly throughout the year. They're starting to follow more of that yearly trend where in the spring and summer the prices are going to rise, and in the winter they're going to decline a little bit or maybe stay steady throughout the end of the year. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now happen, with prices kind of steadying out and maybe dropping just a little bit as we kind of approach the end of the year. Now, understanding both of those two factors, the third thing to ask is, what could cause another shift in the market? What could cause prices to go up or prices to go down? Because a lot of people are hoping that they're going to come down. In my opinion, there's not a lot of evidence to see how that could happen. Now, what could cause supply to go up or demand to fall more? If the interest rate went any higher, that could cause demand to fall even more, which could lead to lower prices. Or if something brought more supply to the market right now, brought more inventory availability, that could also cause prices to fall. Now, what would that take? It would take more people wanting to sell their home, which a lot of people don't want to because their interest rates are already locked in at less than 3% for a lot of them. And that would mean having to actually sacrifice that interest rate and then buy something else at a much higher rate, which doesn't make sense for most people. It could mean foreclosures happening, so if there were job losses, that seems much more feasible. That being said, a lot of people feel like those are both unlikely. Again, no one can predict the future with certainty. So on the demand side, what could cause prices to go up? If there was significantly less homes available, which again, we're at very low inventory already, so that seems pretty unlikely to me, or if there was a lot more demand. Now, one way that could happen is if interest rates fall in the next year to 2 years, that could cause an influx of demand again. We have a lot of buyers who are waiting, a lot of people who are saying exactly what I started this whole video off by saying: should I wait until the market crashes thinking that something's going to happen? Or should I just wait until interest rates are lower? There are a lot of buyers right now who are kind of waiting and seeing what happens. And if they come back to the marketplace, that could cause demand to go up pretty quickly. So to answer this question, is it wise to hold off? It kind of depends on whether you're able to afford that increased cost right now. It also depends on what you think is going to happen in the future. But in my opinion right now, it doesn't seem to be a time to necessarily hold off, because I don't see anything that is going to cause a market to crash anytime in the near future. It looks like we're going to have steady, slow increases until something happens that shifts it in either direction. That being said, every time you make a decision as big as this one, it makes a lot of sense to discuss it and discuss the specifics of your situation with a professional. So please feel free to reach out at the information below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.